I'm here.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Okay.
Okay, Virginia. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks. So excited to help out.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Let's get started.
Okay. So I just wanted to share when I first, so I was actually trained um, with a real estate coach almost 6 years ago. And when I first got my license, well, technically, I got my license in 2000 and I did real estate for 7 years, but it was a cakewalk for me because one of my best friends was a lender and she would just hand me pre-qualified buyers. I never had to advertise and then I never had to market myself. I was just Vanna White showing houses, making offers. So it was like, I don't even count that as doing real estate. So it was so easy. So then I stopped, raised my family, worked at a jewelry store for a while. But then I got back into real estate when my youngest son was in first grade. So he was in full-time school. So I wanted to get back in real estate. So I was basically starting over. So when I did, my first year was really just in October through December. I had one sale. And then my first full year, I did $5 million. Because I immediately got a real estate coach as soon as I got back into real estate. So having a real estate coach and knowing what to do, this whole Facebook advertising, everything was new to me. So doing it correctly literally led me on the path to my first year, 5 million, my second year, 5 million, my third year, 6 million. Last year I did 8.5 million. And, I have never, ever paid for a lead. I don't farm. I don't like sitting in open houses because it takes too much time. So I usually have someone else. If I had a listing, I would advertise it to my brokerage, say, hey, who wants to sit in my listing? So it was all through Facebook, but sphere of influence. So I'm just going to teach you what works for me. And I still do it because it still works. And it just kind of grows from there as well. So especially when I was starting out, I didn't have, the funds to put into farming and marketing and stuff. So I do that now just because I grew my team and I give them all my leads, but I just still work my Facebook. So I'm going to show you how to organically get clients for free by using Facebook. And I want you to feel empowered so you can do this yourself and you can grow your business while saving money and then not having to pay for ads. Even if you do pay for ads and farm, that's okay too. This will just build your business through Facebook. It is a little overwhelming because there is a lot to do. So it's kind of like a job, basically, like you would pay a marketing person, but you're doing it yourself. So I'm going to tell you step by step. I'm going to give you a guide, and this is literally a tool that you can use to grow your business. And it doesn't matter if you've never even closed a deal, because I started out with nothing. And I literally, just boomed because of what I did it correctly. It doesn't matter if you've never done a deal or if you do 30 a deal, but everyone can level up where they are. So 100% of my clients come directly to me. And those are my clients because they will either call me, text me, send me Facebook messages. And it's from my Facebook sphere of influence. So for example, right now I have a home that's pending and she had called me, this lady called me, who I talked to 5 years ago. I briefly met her. And anytime I meet somebody, I say, hey, you want to be Facebook friends? And I just add them instantly right there. And I'm like, oh, is this how you spell it? I'm like, oh yeah, that's you. I friend request people right while I'm standing in front of them, pre-COVID, of course. So I grew my Facebook friends list by doing that. So I met this lady 5 years ago, briefly, at a little social gathering. Hadn't talked to her at all for 5 years, but we're Facebook friends. She calls me 2 months ago and she's like, Virginia, I'd like you to sell my house for me. So this is what I normally get. People normally call me and they say, Virginia, I want you to list my house. Virginia, help me find a house, etc. But that's the nice thing about it is I get the phone calls. They come directly to me and I don't have to compete against other listing agents. They just want me to help them. So I use Facebook as a resume. And, you don't want to put real estate all the time because people will get sick of you too. So there's a little way to do that as well too. So that's the nice thing about that. It's really, really easy. So, you just get listings really good. Like Alan says, leverage your listings. And that's That's another way to do that too. So there's going to be a correct way to do it. I'll give you the step-by-step list, and then you can literally have your business work for you while you sleep. So that's one thing that I like. This system is really great for me. It's really good for people that might have a fear of cold calling, or sometimes they have a fear of phone conversations, or they have a fear, or they can't close on the phone to schedule an appointment. It's also really good for people that just don't do well on the phones. They just aren't good with conversations or have strong conversations. So the nice thing is I'll teach you this way and how to build your brand on social media and how to build a strong brand and to become memorable. Because that's the whole key, is to become memorable. Like, how did this lady remember me when I met her 5 years ago, and I barely know who she is, and I never talked to her ever since then. So just another quick example, like maybe 5 months ago, same thing happened, but I never met this lady. A lady called me and she said, Virginia, I want you to sell my house. And I didn't meet her, but I know her through a friend of mine. So we have a common friend. And she said, I'd like you to sell my house for me and help me buy a house out in Peoria. So I did, of course, so that was like a double dip. It was really easy. I didn't have to compete against any other listing agents. She chose me, and it was a two-deal thing. So and I'll show you how I did that as well too. So again, she chose me. I didn't have to advertise for that. So just to get to the good stuff, I'm going to show you what I do and give you a guide step by step. So if you want to start taking notes or anything, so I have it on a paper. I'm going to read off to you. This is literally what I do. And the same thing applies to everything in real estate, because consistency is key. So we can't, this is, you're literally marketing yourself and you're selling yourself. So you don't want to just do it once in a while or occasionally. This is literally how I was coached, and literally how I even, there's a lady named Marie Camarena. She has a Facebook page called, can't remember what it's called, but her name is Marie Camarena. She's called The Secret Weapon. That's what she calls her Facebook page. So she actually used to work for Facebook, and it's The Secret Weapon, her Facebook page. And she gives free advice to realtors also on how to market themselves. And all her stuff is free too. So I learned a lot from her over the years too. So because we're in the world of technology, there's a huge difference in, like, when I did real estate back in 2000, the contracts were maybe 4 pages long, but they had carbon paper. We had to press down really hard because we had carbon paper, and now we have technology and, a transaction desk. It's a completely different world, literally, from just 15 years ago. So, and then the technology now is huge because people have their phones in their hands all the time. So if they take a lunch break, they're scrolling through their phones. We need to be there. Our face and our name need to be in their phones, because they sit down for 10, 15 minutes, whatever, have lunch, and they scroll on their phone. We want to make sure we're there. And that's the biggest thing, is you can be there for free without having to pay for an ad. So, so that's the thing. Same thing when we have a listing, we want our listing in their hand on their phone too. So here's one of the things I do is I use hashtags. So you should use them 100% of the time if you're starting out and try to build your business. I don't use them all the time now because I already have a huge audience. So another terminology is, and I'll explain the hashtags really quick and what they are and why you need them. But another thing is terminology. So for Facebook to me is my resume, and Facebook friends aren't just Facebook friends, they're my audience. So I'm trying to reach out to them. Now, when I post something, when everyone posts something, Facebook, if I have 3,500 friends, if I post something, Facebook doesn't allow my viewing reach to show all my 3,500 friends. They might have a reach of 800, maybe 1,000, maybe 500. I don't know what my reach is, but it's a lot less than 3,500. So that's one thing, is there's a difference between your Facebook friends, which is your audience, and your Facebook reach. So Facebook only allows your reach, your post to be shown to a certain amount of people. And we want that to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So if they're letting you reach your post to 20 people, you want it to go to 100 people, you want to go to 200, you want it to grow. And the way to grow is make yourself relevant and post often. And I'll show you how to do that and create engagement. So you want to build your reach, expand your audience. And then another thing is when you're posting, you're on stage. You don't want to be boring. So you actually want to create content. And so when you post something, it's called creating content. You're posting content. So back to hashtags. So hashtags are kind of like a mini search engine or like a hyperlink. It's a hashtag, and then I do hashtag my name, Virginia Stewart, and then I do hashtag Virginia Stewart Realtor. Anytime you post, you want to make 4 hashtags. So when you post, you want to post like a picture or a video. The video has to be less than a minute or people will just get bored. You want to post a picture. You don't want to just do words because words don't catch attention. Because remember, people are scrolling. You want to catch their attention. And what catches attention? Puppies, things that make us happy. A cherry pie, a cute little baby, a flower, the weather. People love sunsets. So we want to post things that are happiness, food, good vibes, coffee cups, anything like that. So that's content. Has to be good vibes and happiness. And then when you're doing your hashtags, you can do hashtags, whatever your name is, Virginia Stewart, another hashtag, Virginia Stewart Realtor. So you're going to make 4 separate lines and then 4 separate hashtags. The first 2 hashtags should be like your name and your name with Realtor being your last name, Virginia Stewart Realtor. The other 2 hashtags should be like coffee and the other one, good morning or whatever, something pertaining to whatever your post is. And the hashtags are kind of a hyperlink. So as you start building them, you're creating them now, but over the long run, when people want to look you up, it's easier to look you up because then they'll connect you with everything that you've posted. Because if you're going to farm and you send out a flyer, and if a homeowner is choosing you and 2 other realtors, they want to know about the other realtors. So they're going to research you and they're going to find out, they're going to Google you and they're going to look you up on Facebook and they're going to see what you're about. So that's why we do these hashtags. So if they're going to type up your name, and you don't want your Facebook page to be private. So you have to be public. We are serving the community. We have to be public. So what I do is if I'm going to post a picture of my children, I put that specific post private, friends only. But if I post the flowers or my backyard or the weather or whatever, I'm back to public again. So you can change your privacy per your post, but your whole page should actually be public. So this is something that if you want to be a successful realtor, you have to sell yourself. So you're basically you're serving the community and they want to know you too. So when they search your name, Virginia Stewart, that hashtag that I did 100 different posts will show up. Oh, hey, look, here's the stuff that she posts. So it's kind of like a little mini search engine. So you can also make yourself a theme. Like I have a theme called hashtag follow the firebird, hashtag Valley Girl, so you can actually make your own theme. So that way it will actually link in stuff like that too. So, if you have a certain type of dog that you're in a dog community world or whatever, you can do hashtag Padoodle or whatever your dog's called. So just create yourself a little theme. And we have a Dapper Realtor, you know what I'm saying? You've heard of him. He could do hashtag Dapper Realtor, stuff like that. So give yourself a little cape superhero type of name theme and just go with it. And you can hashtag that all the time too. So, cause you're improving your personality. We have to show our personality. That's another thing with COVID going on. We can't really get out there and mingle like we used to. So what I used to do pre-COVID, of course, anytime we had a social party or a family party or whatever, my family would laugh at me because they knew what I was doing. I would go from group to group to group to group, and I would chat with everyone for 10 minutes, get everyone's Facebook friend, go to the next group, chat with everyone and be friendly, and friend request everyone in that group. I literally would group hop and friend request everybody from, I mean, anytime we go to a social scene, my goal was to grow my audience. And my family just laughs and they'd be like, there goes mom again, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get 20 people today, you know. So that was always my goal, was like, hey, I'm gonna get some Facebook friends, but they know what I was, my friends, my family knows what I was doing. So but that's because I know they're gonna call me or they're gonna refer me because they're gonna see me on Facebook. So one thing you want to do is, when you're advertising on Facebook, you want to make sure you have two different pages, your personal page, but you also want to have a business Facebook page. So if you don't have a Facebook business page, I know Tristan's really good at setting that up, but definitely you want to have a separate business page. I don't get my business from my business page whatsoever. That's just there to make me look legit. That's just so I can, you know, put my listings and articles, you know, make me look like I can do resources. I'm a good resource. Look at this Forbes article, you know. So my business page just makes me look like a professional, legitimate realtor. My personal page shows that, hey, I'm fun, but I do sell real estate. Shows my personality. So that's where I get my business from, is my personal page. But you definitely want a business page too. So on your for your business page, if you're gonna advertise on that or post on that, what I do for a time saver, I create a signature block. So we want to use our notes in your phone. There's a little app that's for notes. A signature block to me is 4 or 5 lines that I don't ever want to type ever again. Virginia Stewart, Best Homes Real Estate, 602-327-1883. Here's my website. Here's another website. So I have like 3 or 4 lines that I just have to copy and paste every time, copy and paste, that I put into my posts. So, and I usually, if I post my business information like that, then it's usually, if I advertise a listing on my personal page, or if I put it into my business page. So that's the one thing, is you want to create what I call a signature block. It's just a square with lines of your personal information. Keep it in your notes. You never have to type it ever again. Another thing I do on my signature block is I have, you know, the 4 lines of my information: Virginia Stewart, my phone number, Best Homes, and my website. Is I put a space above it and a space below it. And then the next lines above it and below it are like little decorations, emojis. So I'll put 4 or 5 stars above it and 4 or 5 stars below it. That way it frames your signature block. So it's easy to read, because above your signature block, you're going to have your information of like your listing. You know, here's my listing, here's the bedrooms, you know, and baths, but it's nice because it's easier on the eyes and easier to read. So, so that's good. So stick with the signature blocks to save time. Have 2 or more signature hashtags, like with your name and realtor at the end, or something fun. Another thing is, you only want to post once a day. If you find something else that you want to post, you can post twice a day. But Facebook considers it spamming if you're going to post like 10 times a day. So we have to discipline ourselves to save it. Like, oh, I found this something so interesting, I want to post it. But if you already posted it that day, wait till the next day to post what you're so excited about. So we just have to save it for another day, because sometimes we run out of things for content. What am I going to post today? You know, so we just want to kind of spread out what our content's going to be. You can post twice a day, that's fine. But with Facebook's algorithm, they consider it spamming if you're going to post, you know, 10 times a day. And we don't want to be in Facebook jail either. So we don't want to post like 20 times a day either. So you do want to be consistent with your posts when you're posting content. So like, I post every single day. To me, it's habitual, and it's like part of breathing. So it's a daily thing for me. You want to start getting in the habit of posting at least 5 times a week. So you set your goal. If you're not used to posting whatsoever, maybe do 4 times a week or 5 times a week, but it's literally just dedicating to your business and posting all the time. So I post every day. I know it just needs to be done, so I just do it. And being consistent is important for several reasons. One, because not everybody's on Facebook every day. Someone might check it once a week, once a month, once every couple weeks, but you want to be there. So when they do go on Facebook, you're going to be in their hand so they can see you. So if they go on once a month, once a week, you're going to be in front of them. So we have to post every single day. Another reason why we have to post every single day, all the time, be consistent, is because Facebook's algorithm considers us being relevant. If you're posting a lot every day, well, you must be relevant. Also, if you're posting good content where people are clicking like and people are commenting on your posts, Facebook thinks, wow, with the algorithm, they see, wow, she's reaching out to people. She is definitely relevant. We're going to expand her view. We're going to expand her reach. And that's why you have to post every day and post good things that people actually are going to react to. So our goal is to expand our reach. So if you have, 500 friends, only 100 people are actually being reached out to. So we want to expand our actual reach, and that way more people can actually see your posts. So we want to show our smiles. So that's one thing that's important, is we're selling ourselves. In order to sell houses, you have to sell yourself. So I always say, put your smile on Facebook at least once a month, once every other week or something like that. So for me, that was a really tough thing too, because I'm not one to always, do selfies, and, I'll do a selfie with my husband, but I don't do like selfies by myself. And so it was really, really hard. And I'm not that type of person anyway. So, but I had to do it for my business, because I got it years ago when I was a kid, and I'll never forget this. I got a fortune cookie, and inside the fortune cookie, it said, "Your smile is your passport into the hearts of others." And I never forgot that. I thought, oh, wow, that's so true. Because it doesn't matter what language you speak, what country you're from, but if you're smiling to somebody and they're smiling back at you, literally you're like, hey, we got good vibes going on here. We're friends. So that's the biggest thing is, again, selling yourself and, giving out those positive vibes. Because if you want to sell yourself, it's easier to be chosen if someone wants to list their house with you, because they're like, oh, hey, I like this person. I want that person to be my realtor. So that's the biggest thing, is selling yourself, definitely. So never post political things or religious content. So before I got back into real estate, when I was on Facebook, I was very opinionated. I still am, but I just don't post it. So you can still have your opinions, but we don't want to shun anyone away from our business. So that's one thing. I remember my real estate coach said, he's like, you just need to knock off with the religion and the political stuff. And I did, and that's fine. I mean, I still have my, I still post stuff a little bit here and there, but minor, not to rile people up. So now the best times to post are, and it seems logical, when people first wake up, they check their emails, they check their social media, they check their Facebook. So the best times to post are real early in the morning, like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. And because you want to be in their feed already, when they start scrolling, you want to be in their top 10. The other time is during their lunch breaks. A lot of people have normal jobs, so they have lunch breaks, maybe between 10:30 and noon. So you want to post before their lunch break. So like around 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., you want to post for their lunch break. Remember, you're only posting once a day, so you get to choose whichever. So I'm not a morning person, so I don't do that morning shift, but I do the lunch shift. And a lot of times I'll do the dinner shift also. After dinner, people just take their time and relax, all evening and they're on their phone. So when they're on their phone, it's usually from like 7 to 10 or whatever. So we want to beat that time also. So you can also post from like 4 to 6, something like that. And then I'll catch like the dinner, evening relaxing shift. So you are on stage, you're presenting yourself, and you're in their hands all the time, and they're just scrolling. And another way to expand your view, your reach view, is engagement. So when you're posting content, you want people to click like on your post. A lot of people will look at it and they scroll, and they look at the next one and they scroll. Not very many people take the time to click like, or they're shy and they want to stay private, so they don't click like. So you have all these people that are actually looking at your page, they just don't click like. So like a lot of my posts get like 100 likes and lots of comments. I get a lot of engagement on mine. So that's kind of the thing that you want. Is one thing that I know works are people like to give their opinions. So ask questions, decaf or regular, or something like that. So it's neat to ask questions, and people will totally, and anything about coffee or the weather, you'll get lots of comments. But people like to give their opinions. You can actually just Google a piece of furniture, like a table, one style and a different style, and said, which one do you like better? Or whatever, two different houses. One's a ranch style, one's a Santa Barbara style, or whatever. Which would you rather have? Anything like that to get people's opinions, and that's called engagement. You want people to actually start liking, commenting on your page. That builds a connection, and that's what Facebook is looking for. So you're relevant. They want you to actually connect with people. And when you're connecting with people, they'll give you more people to expand your reach, like that. So you're building your connections because they're liking your posts, they're commenting on your posts. But also it goes both ways. When you get on Facebook, you've got to scroll, click like, scroll and click like, and scroll and click like. But I mean, you've got to actually read their post too, because if it's a sad post and you do a sad face or something, but you want to actually, this is a job, you're marketing yourself. So you're finishing that connection. So your algorithm is going to expand your reach, and viewers say, hey, she's got all these people she's connected with, they keep expanding your reach. So that's really good. So you definitely have to be all in and commit for the consistency, because that way you just continue to grow your reach as well too. So you can also grow your audience. If you sell a house and it went well, then that person, let's say they're on Facebook, you Facebook friend them. Well, you can actually go into that person's friends list if it's open, and you can start previewing, going through their friends list. And if you have like 2 or 10 people in common with some of their friends, feel free to friend request them. So that's another way, that's one thing that I did, is I friend requested my friends. So that's how I got early on, when I first started talking, that's how I got that one sale where this lady called me and she had been watching me. She said, yeah, I've been seeing you on Facebook. She literally said, I've been watching you on Facebook. I didn't know her, but apparently I friend requested her because she was a friend of a friend. So that's how I got her on my friend list. And she saw me on Facebook all the time. And she said, can you sell my home and help me buy a home in Peoria? So literally I got 2 deals, never met her before, but it was because I friend requested her years ago, had no idea who she was, but we had friends in common. So commonalities is really important. People will say, oh, wow, okay, we have 8 friends in common, so she must be okay. So that's one thing you can actually build your audience, is if you have multiple friends in common, that's commonalities, then people think you're an okay person because you have people in common. So that's a big thing. If you're not used to posting all the time, here's a key that will help, is set alarms. So we have alarms in our phones. We use it as a tool. So if you want to do that afternoon shift or the evening shift or whatever, just set an alarm. An alarm will say, hey, post at 9 a.m. or something like that. because again, we're making this a habit. We're making this part of your daily life. So, and if you're not used to it, then alarms really help a lot too. And to save you time also, you can create your posts ahead of time. Again, by using your notes. So you have that app in your phone called Notes, and you can actually type everything in advance on your notes and save it, copy and paste, put it on Facebook the next day or whenever you're ready to post it. So if you want to, you got a picture ready in your pictures and you want to create a post, and maybe your words are going to be like 5 sentences long, and then you just copy and paste that for next time. So it's, to me, it's a time saver. So that way, when you do have time, so if in the evening you're watching TV, but you're on your phone, you can actually type what you're going to post for the next day. So whenever you do have time, you can actually create your post, but just post it when it's time. So here's the biggest thing is, so we don't not shun people away, but we want to stay attractive on the post and not make people get sick of us, is what I'm saying. There's something called the 80-20 rule. So we want 80% of all of our posts and content to be like fun or good vibes and just fun and good vibes. So puppies, kids, flowers, anything non-real estate related. Look, I went hiking. Look at my new car, or look at my kid, or whatever. So anything non-real estate related. The other 20%, you do not want to go over 20%, can be real estate. That could be listings. That could be something about, I was out showing houses today and look at this stove that I found. What do you think? So anything that's like real estate related, you don't want to go more than 20%, because that can overwhelm people if they get too much of your Facebook page. It's like real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. It's like, okay, that's enough, So you don't want to go over 20%. And sometimes in my 80% of my good vibes, I'll sneak in subliminal real estate messages, because one of my hashtags is Virginia Stewart Realtor. So even though if I'm talking about flowers and bees or whatever, I got a hashtag on the bottom that says Virginia Stewart Realtor, but the whole post was not real estate related. One time I posted, I was getting new tires and rims for my car because I was switching wheel sizes. And my post was about that. I said, hey, I'm going to switch from 26 inches to 24 inches. And I put a picture of my car. And I said, what do you think? Should I go black rims or should I go chrome rims? And of course, everyone like commented or whatever. But since my car had my magnet, it also had a subliminal message of, Virginia Stewart, Best Homes Real Estate magnet. So even though the whole post was about my car and rims or whatever, and it was also, people love to give their opinions. So people were saying black rims, chrome rims, or whatever. But my subliminal message was, I'm a realtor, basically. But that wasn't the whole post. So you want to show people that you are likable, you're fun, that you're confident, and that they want you to be their realtor. So that's why, I can't stress enough to totally sell yourself. So you can actually put things that you're loving in your family, show things like that, show things that you're responsible, that you're kind. You don't want to advertise like, hey, look what I'm donating, nothing like that, but just show that, you have compassion and love, and you care about the community, you care about others, so posting things like that really genuinely show that you're a good person, along with when they see your smile. I mean, really just selling yourself every single day. You're on stage. So when someone doesn't know you personally, they get to know you. So it's kind of like the newscasters. You see the newscasters every night, year after year, night after night, you're kind of like, oh, hey, they're in your house and you see them all the time, then you become familiar with them. So that's kind of what it is. It's like they're familiar with you already too. So posting questions to engage comments, that's a really big thing. Like I said, coffee could be decaf regular, and be captivating. So you want to post things that are relevant, and you want to catch it immediately. So for example, several weeks ago, there was like Bernie Sanders in like mittens, and like everyone was posting on that. Grab one of those memes and you post it too. Anything that's funny and relevant, what's actually happening with the world, but it's funny. You can post, like I posted a picture, I think, of Bernie. He was looking at his cell phone and he says, what? I've never been to any of these places, because people were posting pictures of him anywhere. He's like, I've never been to any of these places. So posting things that are relevant, because it goes out of style. So catch it while it's going on in style, and post it also, because you're still going to get lots of laughs, lots of comments. And you want to, when you post something funny, you use your hashtag, hashtag Virginia Stewart Realtor, because if it's funny, people are going to share it. And when they share it, they're going to see hashtag Virginia Stewart Realtor, and they're also going to see your name at the top too. So that's another thing too, because someone might share that and share that and share that, and then they're going to start commenting on it. That's how organic works. Is you post something, you don't want to share it to your page. So if you see something funny on Facebook, don't share it to your page. You want to copy that picture and then upload it onto your Facebook page. That's how it's an organic photo. You're not sharing it. You're not sharing someone else's page. So you're organically uploading it to yours, and then yours will be shared. So that's actually the little trick to that too. So, and post questions that engage comments. Use, if you're gonna make your own meme, you definitely want to use large print, because like me, when I read, a lot of times I need reading glasses. So I always have them handy. And the same thing on a tiny little screen, think of what it looks like on a phone. Most people look at their Facebook on phones. So if you're going to make your own meme, make sure you use contrasting colors, black and white or red, making sure you're using contrasting colors and large print, because, people, if it's hard to read, like sometimes I'll see a meme and it's like 20 sentences of tiny, 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 tiny print. I'm like, I can't read that. I'm not going to spend the time to even try to read that. Scroll, so you want to actually make a meme that's like to the point, just basic words and large print. So that way you're, it's easy on the eyes, easy to read. You want them to stay on your page as long as possible and make them feel comfortable. That also, you'll know this, when you're going to advertise a listing or anything to do with real estate, has to have your broker's name on it, Best Homes Real Estate. So that's not the subliminal message. Like a subliminal message could be a coffee mug that has Best Homes Real Estate, but you're talking about, oh, I've got Swiss mocha coffee today. Hope that helps give me a jolt. You're talking about coffee. This is just your coffee mug logos. That's just your subliminal message. But if you're actually posting about real estate, it has to have your broker name too. So that's really important on any social media, because I know the Department of Real Estate, they do check, but they check on the screen, their computer. You also, if you're posting on social media or Facebook about real estate, you definitely want to put a call to action. Call me, text me, contact me at, here's my number. So a call to action is literally telling somebody, call me, text me, anything like that. So you want to, when you're posting about real estate, definitely tell them to call you, tell them to text you, and they will. So I get a lot of private messages through Facebook, because that's where my people see me. So I know a lot of my clients have been female, but I did get one male one time, because so my friend had a little social gathering, And at the social gathering, I met a gal and I got her to be my Facebook friend. And then when I have time, I just go into people's friends list. And if I have people in common, I'll friend them. So apparently I friended her husband and he responded. This was like 2 years ago. So I didn't really know who he was, but we had a bunch of people in common. So one time he private messaged me. He's like, hey, we're going to sell our house. Would you like to be our realtor? I'm like, hello. Okay, great. I'm like, who are you? I didn't say that to him, but I'm looking up in Facebook. Who is this person? So I look, oh, we have all these people in common. And I'm like, I put the pieces together. And of course, so I listed their house and I sold it. But he had reached out to me because he had been seeing me on Facebook. So I sold his house, and then a neighbor down the street saw my sign. She called me and she's like, yeah, I see you sold their house. Would you like to sell my house too? So I'm telling you, it is a avalanche of business just by posting consistently. So consistency is the key. Building your audience, friend requesting, and of course I'm selective. When people want to request my friendship, I check them out and I make sure they just didn't join Facebook 2 months ago. So I check to make sure, do we have friends in common? What are you about? A lot of times they're like military doctors that just joined Facebook a week ago. So if it's a fake account, you don't want to go there. Another thing is I don't friend request too many realtors because I'm not going to sell them a home. It helps when I have listings, then they can see my homes that I'm listing, but I don't friend request a lot of realtors because they're usually not going to give me business too much. So I more put my effort into friend requesting my clients' friends, because they know that, oh, hey, you just sold Karen a house, and I'm going to post on Karen's Facebook page. Congratulations on your house, Karen. That is so exciting. I'm so happy for you, and then her friends will see I'm her realtor. And then a year later, I'm going to say, wow, Karen, I can't believe it's been a year already. Thank you for allowing me to be your personal realtor. I'm so honored to help you. Just again, reminding all of her friends, hey, I was Karen's realtor. So that's kind of another way to stay in front of your friends. So you can literally post on people's Facebook friends list that way too. So that's kind of another way, and it's free. So it didn't cost me anything. So, that's why you get referrals and referrals and referrals. You just kind of get all these referrals that way. So you want to make shareable content, things that are funny, relevant for what's going on. Shareable means people really, really like what you just posted and they're going to share it. Or it could be PSA, public service announcement, just want to let you know all of the chicken has bacteria in it or something, whatever. People are going to share stuff like that. So anything that's like very important, or very funny, people want to share. So when you come across something like that, you want to provide shareable content. You also want to provide value. So if you find something that's really good that might help the community, you want to provide value. Say, hey, look, I just had Joe Plumber, replace my water heater. He did an amazing job. Call him. Here's his number if you need any assistance or whatever. So when you provide value, you're actually helping out your friends, helping out your community, but you're also becoming a resource of resources. So I get so many people that text me and private message me and say, hey, who's your plumber guy? Hey, who's your cleaning lady? Hey, who's your whatever? Because I promote people all the time and they know that, hey, Virginia's got the resources. So you want to be the resource of the resources. You want them to remember, hey, she's my gal. So by you staying in front of them, you don't let them forget you. You become memorable. So when they're offline and they're having lunch with somebody and having a conversation with someone, and if their friend says, yeah, I'm thinking about selling my house, well, you have a little piece of mind space. Your name is in their brain because you're just coming at them every single day. So when they're talking to someone, they're like, hey, my friend's Kelly, she's a realtor. You need to go contact her. She's awesome. because 20% of the time you're showing, look, I sold this house. Look, I did this. So when I do post on Facebook about my real estate, I don't say, I sold this house, I'm so awesome, and I did a great job. And, I don't say it like that. I say, I am so excited for my sellers. They got full price for the house. We did it in two days. Now we get to go home searching for them and find their next dream home. I'm so honored that they chose me to be their realtor. So it's a lot of the way in you present yourself, because people are going to see that you're a realtor. And of course, if you sold it, you sold it. They're going to know that. And that's the thing, is you want to be at them every single day by posting every single day. And then you're going to create that mind space that your name is literally going to be branded in their brain, because you're not going to let them forget you. So that's why we do it every day too. Consistency is where your money's going to be. Hashtags, activity, frequency, consistency. Make sure you put a call to action, make yourself available. Say, hey, here's my phone number, text me. A lot of people are afraid of the phone. So say, text me, or private message me, and then asking people that, to engage. So you're actually building trust by putting yourself out there. So you're saying, hey, I live in your community. So you're building trust. Hey, I do this too. I also have a Labrador dog. Well, you got a fan of Labrador people, or I drive a whatever vehicle, like there's like the club for this and a club for that. People have, when you have things in common with people, they automatically will just kind of be a magnet and be driven to you a little bit more. But commonalities, show your commonalities. You could say, we're in this soccer club, or, whatever, just to show you're trustworthy, growing relationships with people by engaging, liking what they have to post too. And a fresher post will ride to the top. So let's say you have a post that you posted 10 days ago. If someone comments on that post from 10 days ago, it'll actually ride to the top of your audience's feed. It won't ride to the top of your page. But if you posted, 10 days ago or 10 months ago, and if someone comments on that, it will actually refreshen that comment, and it'll go to the top of your audience's feed. So what I do is, if I have a really awesome video that I put a lot of time and effort into, it was really, really good, I can actually scroll way back 10 months ago, find my video, and I'll just put a period, like a dot. Or I'll say, thank you. Someone will say, nice video. I'll say, thank you. I'll create a comment myself, and that'll go way up to the top of all of my viewers' feeds, and it's refreshing. So then more people are going to comment on that. So there's a lot of things that you can do, that you're actually resurfacing a lot of your old posts because they're relevant again today. So that's the biggest thing. So we want to get comments, we want to get likes. You also want to like and comment other people's. I definitely do this because it works. You trust the process, be consistent, set alarms. If it's your passion, it will definitely come together. So it's really easy and it's free, which is the best part. And again, my first year, 5 million, second year, 5 million, all this comes from Facebook and my sphere of influence on my Facebook. So I'm literally just showing everybody, hey, here I am. Hello, I sell real estate, but I'm your community friend too. So that's the biggest thing, is just constantly staying in front of people. So keep it up. You can do it. It's really easy. When I first started, I was like, my coach told me, okay, you got to put some videos out there. You got to get yourself out there. And I was like, what? I did feel self-conscious because I'm not as thin as I used to be. My hair is not as full as it used to be. I'm not as young as I used to be. he's like, you need to put yourself out there. And I was like, okay, I just need to get over myself and do it. I had to do it for my business. So whether I was comfortable, or not, didn't even matter. I had to get out of my comfort zone, get in front of a camera, mess up a few times, get a video, get it out there. And I learned that a lot of times the first or second take usually is the best. So if you do 5, I used to do, okay, let's do it again. I want to pick the best one. But a lot of times the first 1 or 2 is the best, because then I just got worse and worse. But everybody's different. So that was the key, is just get out of your comfort zone. No matter how you feel, you've got to just get yourself out there. And that was a big thing for me, was because I'm such a perfectionist. It's like, oh my gosh, this has to be perfect. This has to be perfect. The sound, the lighting, my outfit, had to get my nails done. So to do a video took me 3 days. I had to get my nails done, had to get my hair cut. I had to, pick an outfit. I like would obsess about all these, just this 2-minute video that I was going to make or whatever. So, but the videos were good, but it was about getting yourself out there. That's the bottom line, is get yourself out there, so that's just the thing. Make sure you get out of your comfort zone. And I'm not one to put on a lot of makeup either. So I was like, that was a chore for me. Making videos, like, oh, I got, like, today, like, okay, I had to do my hair, put on makeup, so that's a big thing, is we have to get out of our comfort zone, grow your business, and just you'll expand like that too. Perfect. So that's what I have so far. Any quick questions?
I have a quick question. I was told to friend everyone when I first started, and I friended a couple people, and I still get comments or text messages from people who think I want to date them, or creepy people.
Right.
What do you do with the creepy people? How do you?
You just delete them.
Okay.
You unfriend them. So
Right.
what I do is I don't friend everyone. I'm very selective. So if someone
Right.
wants to add me as their friend, I go through their profile. If they're on Facebook for more than 5 years, and I see pictures of their family, and I see pictures of their life, then
Yes.
they're legit.
Yes.
But yeah, if they just got on Facebook, 2 days ago or whatever, and a lot of times they show pictures of a doctor or a military guy, somebody that's handsome or whatever, and they just joined, I'm like, okay, I don't even bother. I'm like, delete, block, whatever.
Gotcha.
They're not real. They're in there to get your information, or to scam or whatever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I did see, do you do Facebook ads, and how do we make sure our profile is public? Okay, so I recently started doing Facebook ads with our marketing department, Tristan, but that was only because I needed to give my team some leads, online leads. So me personally, I do not do Facebook ads. I've never done a Facebook ad before, ever. I don't give Facebook any of my money. This is everything I told you, you can do for free. But I just got some Facebook ads to get my team some leads, because I needed online leads for my team, so they can get business too, because they're just starting. Some of my guys are just starting out too. So probably got time for one more question.
Virginia, I had a question. You mentioned to post at least once a day. I know I've heard different speakers in regards to the time. Is there a time that you suggest for us realtors to post?
We're getting into the office. I'll be done in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so I just say before people wake up, before people go on lunch, and before people take dinner. So like my time specifically was like 5 to 7 a.m. or 9 to 11 a.m. or like 4 to 6 p.m. So before people are going to sit there and start scrolling during lunch, you want to hit before the lunch crowd.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Can you touch on scheduled posts? Do you know how they work versus the notes like you recommend? So I actually, you can make your Facebook post in your notes. You put 5 sentences in your notes that you want to post with your signature block, copy and paste it, and put it into your Facebook when you want to, you schedule it whenever you want to. So yeah, I don't pre-schedule mine. I just know, okay, I want to do the lunch crowd all the time. You know, I want to do the dinner crowd all the time. You know, so I personally don't schedule mine. I just know in my mind, okay, I'm gonna hit, you just hit whenever you're gonna hit. But you used to posting all the time, then you want to set your alarm to post. And if you don't have time to post, you have time to copy and paste, because that only takes 10 seconds. So that's why I recommend using the notes, making your posts ahead of time in your notes, copy it, paste it into your Facebook when you're gonna post it.
I think I was trying to ask, I heard something maybe with like John's stories, social media posting, that you want to just do it organically, like download your video into, or picture into it, like you're saying, from your notes or from your files. But if you do the post like inside Facebook, you can set them up to so they're automatically scheduled to post in there.
Yeah,
and it doesn't get the same kind of engagement.
So there is
Yeah.
a way to pre-schedule your Facebook posts. And I know John Story said not to do it. Marie Camarena, who used to work for Facebook, says that's what it's for. She said you can pre-schedule your posts if you want to, because that's what that's for. So I don't know the difference of how much reach it's going to get versus if it's pre-scheduled or posted when you post it. So I personally don't do the scheduled ones. I just post when it's appropriate, but I don't schedule it myself.
Another tip that I heard was, if you're gonna do a video, name it like your name, and like realtor or good or stuff like that, and like put a number after it if you get like many of them, because you'll SEO, if someone says or like Google's your name, you'll come up if the more you have. It's just the title, the way you save your video or picture or something. That could help too.
Okay. I happen to do that anyways, because when you're in your phone, I don't name when I record something, a video on my phone, I don't name it. It's just in my videos. But I guess if you're using a camera to do that, yeah, you could name it however you wanted to. So Ellen, I think we're at the 11 o'clock hour, so we're all set.
Really great presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
Virginia.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone got some great ideas, and don't be afraid, step out of your comfort zone and just do it. Perfect. All right. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.